I am successfully triple beveraging it tonight.
Mm.
I've got water for hydration, seltzer for vibes, and tea for energy.
You know what makes me like really sad is
Oh my god, wait. I'm sorry, you can't triple beverage it anymore?
for the next year, I on both the pod and the stream, I'll be drinking nothing but water.
I mean, a hydrated queen.
Yeah, it's still just kind of a bummer. Like, would like to have a nice cup of tea, or yeah, mostly just tea, I guess.
Hmm. Big sad indeed. Anyway, how was your day?
Busy. I've been sitting like right here, for all of it. Working from home.
I was about to say, yes, it's a
Doing,
Wednesday, that tracks. Jesus.
yeah, doing student meetings and answering 6,000 emails and grading stuff and doing my research stuff. Yep, right here, all day.
I've been mourning the end of Halloween. We are recording this on November 1st, and I don't like it.
Did you have a fun time in your vessel costume yesterday?
Um, I discovered that I need bigger, more powerful makeup sponges
Mmm.
for Saratoga Comic Con, and I did purchase those today.
Okay.
But
Yeah, it's fun.
I did have fun, even though I have several alterations and additions I would like to make before I take it to a con, but it was fun to actually be like, oh, the cloak and the mask at least look very cool together, so.
Mm-hmm.
There was that.
Hmm.
But it was a
I
very
just
quiet Halloween, which was big sad.
I just hid in my office until like 8 o'clock to avoid trick or treaters.
Oh,
I find it very stressful that
interesting. Why?
people could like knock on my door at any given moment. I don't like it.
That's the only time of the year. This is the one time of year that I tolerate children. Is
Well,
Halloween.
I don't like the sudden knocking. Also, it scares the cats, and I don't like that. Um, and it's very like unpredictable. Unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
But like since I've lived here, this was my ninth Halloween living here. And it's like all over the place. Some years I'd had like a bunch of people, some years like nobody. And I don't know how much candy I would be supposed to buy. Like it's
Hmm.
stressful to me. So I just thought it was easier to stay home. I left all the lights off and stuff so they wouldn't knock and scare the cats, and just hid.
Weak.
Yeah, this it's sort of an introvert's nightmare a little bit, the idea that people are just going to appear at your door.
I've seen a lot of people who, like me, get very excited about Halloween and the whole thing. I've seen a lot of people today feeling very sad about the fact that, like, I think it's stupid, the trunk or treat thing seems to have, like, really taken off.
Yeah,
And they, like, decorated their houses and went out and bought a bunch of candy. No, it's easier to just take your kids to the school parking lot.
and safer.
Fuck that.
I mean, it's
No.
not as fun, but I get it. Well, I thought that trunk or treats were either specifically one for like very little kids, where it's kind of hard to take them, around long distances, or specifically for kids who have like food allergies, like a peanut allergy,
And,
because
like,
they can't just
that's
eat.
cool.
Yeah.
But, like, having it no. Let's not have it replace the whole thing. Let's not do this thing where we, like, completely disengage from, like, the communities that we live in.
That and like, let's not get lazy, people. Like,
Yeah, come on.
get some exercise in, walk around, freeze a little bit. It's great.
Although one thing I did see a little bit less of this year was the, like, oh, they're giving edibles to your children. No, they're not. No one is. No one is giving out free drugs.
That's too expensive. Who would do that?
Far
For
too
what?
expensive.
Yeah.
And I saw
No.
less of it this year, which was great.
Yeah. Plus, like, even if they were, they would either be clearly labeled as such on the packaging, or it would be in like some homemade like a Ziploc bag or something like that, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't give it to them anyway.
Yeah. I just.
You know, they gotta resurrect the same old things every year of like,
And
you know,
literally the only
oh,
case of like
racism.
poisoned Halloween candy ever was some guy trying to do it to his own child as an insurance scam.
Yep. And he didn't kill his own son, I believe. He killed like another kid in the neighborhood.
Great.
Yeah. He made several of them sick, but his own son, I don't believe, was one of the ones that
Yeah,
died.
so that's the only documented instance of poisoned Halloween candy.
Yeah. Which, like, he could have chosen any method for doing that. It's not like he was out to like get the kids in the neighborhood. He was just trying to throw suspicion off of himself.
Because
Yeah.
that was already like a rumor
Yeah.
thing that got tossed around every
Yeah.
single year.
See what they did? They manifested it.
Uh-huh.
They're constantly talking about it.
They
Somebody did.
manifested it. Is that in some ways not a tulpa?
Hmm?
Food for
That's what
thought.
I was thinking. I didn't use the word because I didn't know that there had to be like an actual like being, but you know,
The way
it's a
that the
similar
word tulpa
concept.
is thrown around in Twin Peaks, I think has like clouded my understanding of it because they do it for like concepts in some ways too.
Interesting. Yeah, I think where am I getting my interpretation of it? I don't remember. Various shows. Something
Anyway,
like probably Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something like that.
aside from the fact that Halloween is over and I don't like it at all, I don't know why I said aside from the fact. I said I went to say moving on from the fact.
There was snow yesterday for
There
the
was
first
snow
time.
here today. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was told there was some on the ground outside, but I didn't actually see it because I didn't look outside until
No,
later in the
I don't
day.
like this thing where like it's climate change. It's climate change. There's no like this isn't an argument. It simply is climate change. But putting that horrendous sad fact aside and just talking about the sheer like annoyance and inconvenience of it all, I don't like this thing where the weather doesn't like match the season anymore, where like fall just fluctuates between like, you know, nice, crisp, chill, breezy, and like literal summer with the occasional snow thrown in. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, keeping us on our toes in a way I don't like.
No, not a fan. I don't want to have to like dress for potential like 20-degree shifts in the weather throughout my day. I hate it.
Yeah, I was driving home last night and was like, watching the snow, and I was like, it's kind of nice, the first snowflakes of the year because it's like, oh, it's pretty.
And like
And
here's
then
the thing. I love snow, but like let me have just let me
well,
have
I mean, it
fall.
was nice 'cause it's not like it was a ton of accumulation or anything.
Mhm.
Just a little bit to remind you, like, hey, snow's pretty. But as I was driving home, I saw a tiny kitten running along the side of a very dangerous road in the snow.
No.
Um, and did you ever drive on Country Club Road in Geneseo?
Mhm.
That's the one I'm talking about because
Did
it's
you
like there are literally no speed limit signs on that road anywhere, not a single one. People go like 60,
cute.
right? And it was on the side like this close to the white line on the edge of the road, and so I initially drove past it and it was running the other way. So I went and turned around, did like an illegal U-turn. It was trying to like creep up on it, but every time it saw me, it would take off running. And so I would get back in my car and creep forward a little more and then get back out and then like trying to call to it. And this went on for a while until finally it ran onto somebody's property and I was like, I can't follow you there. Good call. But there was a nice warm barn, so maybe they went and
Oh, I hope
got it.
so.
I don't know what I was gonna do if I caught it. Bring it home, introduce it to Nix and Luna.
Yeah, I was about to say third cat. That what else was gonna happen? What else was gonna
Well,
happen?
I'm not allowed to have more than two cats here.
You're also not allowed to have Harley, so
Shh. Plus, I could have had fleas, and I'm not going through that again.
that's fair.
Reinvesting is the worst.
That is very fair. But I I have a tweet for us to discuss. I'm gonna send this in the chat for us real quick. It is a tweet by. Yeah, I hate when it does this thing where it won't display the tweet for you. It annoys me so much.
Oh, did you hear me invoke your name? I told them I tried to bring them a new friend.
Anyway, it is a tweet by Aqua Imperium 8, which reads as follows. Girl at a party asked to see my YouTube recommendations because, quote, it's a good test for red flags, and this was the first recommendation I had. And now, I'm going to copy and paste this image into the chat so I can pull it up for my screen recorder.
Mm-hmm.
The image is a screenshot of, like, the thumbnail of a YouTube video, which just says, what if Big Bird exploded in the Challenger disaster? I wish I had context.
Well, I mean, I feel like, first of all, the account is Alternate History Hub. So to me, that's an account that just makes up, like, random historic events that are...
Which, like, is conceptually hysterical to begin with.
Yeah.
But, my question is, do we think that's actually a red flag? And then I have several sub-points to that.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. Like, it's definitely not for me.
Well, they don't actually say that in the tweet because, like, it says, like, asked to see the recommendations because it's a good test for red flags, and then this was my first recommendation. So maybe the poster is implying that it's a red flag, but I don't think so.
I think it is a good test for red flags, because if you see, like, Jordan Peterson and, like, what the fuck is it, like, PragerU and Andrew Tate coming up, you know to run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
so,
although...
I think it is a good test. Like, starting with that, I do think it is a good test for red flags.
Yeah.
But, one, is this actually a red flag? Two, if it's not a red flag, what is it?
Yeah, that's hard. Without more context, you know?
Here's the thing. I think this might almost be a green flag for me because I think it shows that it's the potential person has a very weird sense of humor, which I appreciate very much. Because the first time I saw this tweet, I laughed, like, embarrassingly hard for an embarrassingly long time.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of where I lean as well, because it just seems very weird and I like that. But at the same time, there's a little part of me that's like, okay, without context, what if this person is, like, actually a conspiracy theorist? You know, and so that's... Because it doesn't necessarily mean that they were watching this account, right? Alternate history.
Yeah.
Like, what if they were, you know, watching a lot of...
But also, if, like, that is the kind of alternate history that they're looking at, I don't know if I have much to be worried about.
No, I mean, that part's fine, but if they were just simply looking up, like, alternative views of history...
You could be right.
Yeah. So I guess maybe you...
But if I'm looking at their entire feed...
Yeah, you need it in the larger context of all the recommendations.
So, like, if it's just a bunch of weird, funny shit like that, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
And, again, if that is the case, I'm gonna say green flag. Maybe that's controversial for some out there, but certainly not for me.
Well, they have a sense of humor. That's nice. They clearly spend their time wisely, just like I do, so...
I would agree. So then I guess, in this same situation, what would we consider... We've kind of discussed what red flags might actually be in this situation, but will we consider perhaps some other green flags, or maybe the beige flag?
I think just in general, green flags would be if we have overlap.
Yeah, like any music video from a band I like, green flag. Any, like, clip from a show I like, green flag.
Yeah. Yeah, or just, like, certain accounts that I also pay attention to. something to talk about,
Yeah,
or true crime.
like if I see Jenna Marbles coming up in their recommended, automatic green flag. Love to see it.
I do watch a lot of true crime videos on YouTube,
There
so
you
that would be
go.
another.
Yep.
So yeah, anything that you have in common with the person, I think is good. Anything that shows a sense of humor,
Mm-hmm.
I think is good.
What about a
Like
beige flag though?
if they seem to have videos about a topic they're passionate about, but I don't really care about.
I was about to say any sort of hobby that I really don't care about, but that they seem to be very interested in. Like if they have a bunch of videos about like antique restoration,
Sure.
okay, you got something
Glad.
you care about, and I love
Yeah.
that for you.
Yeah, it's good to have hobbies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if they're just watching long lectures about
Yeah,
stuff, it's like
video essays about things that I'm not interested in.
for me, but glad you enjoy it.
Yeah,
You know.
I would agree. That seems like a solid assessment.
But I do want to point out that the recommendations can be very inaccurate.
Oh yeah, I will say that YouTube's algorithm is not ideal.
Well, part of my problem is so I technically have multiple YouTube accounts, but I got too lazy to switch between them. So I use it for like my personal viewing as well as stuff for class.
Mm.
And my algorithm makes no sense whatsoever. Like,
Oops.
if you look at my recommendations, it's actually kind of funny because when I show a YouTube video in class and then at the end it brings up the video, like the screen of recommendations,
See, and
I can
that's
hear
why I like am super careful about making sure I switch my YouTube accounts because I wouldn't want to be in that situation.
yeah, I gave up. It was too much. I kept forgetting, and but like on Tuesday we were watching a bunch of horror film clips in class, so now that's a
Hell
big part
yeah.
of uh, now that's a big part of my algorithm. And I watch all these Smosh Pit videos, and so that was mixed in there. And then there's true crime, and then it becomes this hodgepodge. And then here's this really boring video explaining a theory.
Yeah, okay. I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Um, anything else here before we move on?
Mm, not
Because
that
I have
comes.
two fun things, or at least I think they're fun, from Reddit today.
I am going to look up this video on YouTube though.
Oh yes, absolutely. I need to know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Actually, I'm going
if
to open
maybe
up
if it's
tab.
worth watching, we will link it for y'all in the description. So if it sucked, it won't be there. If it's hysterical, it will be there.
Big. And now this is going to be part of my algorithm as well. It's going to get put in there.
Love that for you. So this is from an Ask Reddit post by ooh, what the hell? No, no, thank you. An Ask Reddit post. Um, what's the most bizarre house rule you've encountered at someone else's home? And one, do we have any answers for this? And two, just discuss some replies.
That's why I was just getting it open for the replies. I, it's hard to say because I feel like any time I would have encountered those would have been like as a kid. Because, once you get to be an adult and you go to your friends' homes and stuff, they just generally don't have any.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, whatever, you're an adult. You can probably do things, in a respectful way. We don't need to tell you.
Yeah.
So I feel like they would be mostly from childhood. And I don't remember just that far, I guess. Yeah. I do
Hmm.
remember that there
I
was a house across the street that if I was there when they had to clean, I also had to clean.
okay.
They made me a slave.
Yeah, I wouldn't be particularly psyched about that. If you're there and you make the mess with a bunch of Barbies, like yeah, obviously, then you help. But like mopping the floor?
They
No.
No, they washed their walls. And I remember having to like clean their walls with the rag and like
That is bizarre.
yeah. That's why it stuck in my head, I think. But it was like if it's time to clean and you're there, you're participating. It was basically the rule.
Huh.
That was pretty weird. Are you trying really hard to think of one?
I am trying really hard to think of one because the only thing that's coming to mind, like, annoyed me at the time as, like, and this is an incredibly vague memory, as, like, a 6 year old. But,
Mm-hmm.
like, looking back, it was probably reasonable on the parents' part because children make messes. I
Sure.
remember going to, like, one of my first sleepovers as a little kid, again, like, 6, and being very pissed that when we got ready for bed, I was told that I had to, like, wear, like, pull ups because
Mm-hmm.
we didn't do that shit at my house. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you don't want, like, your child's friend to, like, piss in their bed.
And also, it's funny you said that you were pissed.
Yeah, I'm here all week, folks. But no, I remember being rather angry about that because I was like, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking big girl. But like looking back, that's honestly kind of reasonable if you're responsible for like a 5 year old and a 6 year old for the night.
Well, and especially if that's a problem you've encountered before, you're probably like traumatized. And you're just like, no, not again.
Yeah, that so
I can
wasn't
understand that.
happy about it at the time,
Yeah.
but I
Nope.
can't really remember like in my like more sort of detailed memories from when I was a little bit older, like 8, 10, 12 type range. I don't remember going to anyone's house and they're having like a weird rule. Frankly, I think I was one of the more supervised children. So like whenever I went to like a friend's house to sleep over, I was always like, "What do you mean you can go on the computer without asking?"
So for you, it's more the opposite.
Yeah, I was like surprised by the amount of freedom.
What felt bizarre because there weren't specific rules.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm sure there were a lot because, being of a time where you couldn't really, there wasn't like social media. The only way to socialize was by
mhm.
physically being with other people. So I was
Yeah.
constantly, my poor mother chauffeuring me around everybody's houses and then having all my neighborhood friends where we would just like walk to each other's houses and stuff just constantly.
Yeah.
So I know, I'm sure I encountered plenty of them. I just don't remember much. But I don't think as an adult I've really come across people with like rules in their home.
Yeah, no, I haven't either.
Like like a take your shoes off and like, before you come in the door or something like that is about as close as it gets.
But I mean, like, yeah, that's fair, honestly.
Yeah. I take
I
off my shoes. Door.
I like this one response though. If we slammed the door as kids, my dad made us kiss the door to make it feel better. That's like kind of harmless.
That's cute. I was actually just reading the next one, which I enjoy.
Would you like to share with the class?
Playing beer pong at this one couple's house, and the rule was if the ball hit the floor and their cat got to it first, everyone had to finish their drinks. The cat was wicked fast too.
See, that sounds like a house that I would love to play beer pong at.
Yeah, what a fun rule because it involves beer pong and cats. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and really adds an extra element of I don't know what the word I'm looking for,
It adds
intensity.
another layer to the game. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Also, I'm just looking at like I'm not logged in to Reddit on my desktop, so I'm just kind of
Mhm.
getting like the random recommendeds from this sub. And we
Mhm.
probably can't discuss this on the podcast, but I'm fascinated by this one that I'm seeing that's just what's the sluttiest thing you've done? I'm sure there are some very impressive answers in there.
Oh yeah. Huh. Man, a lot of these aren't very interesting. They're just kind of sad.
Ooh, in 1972, we were amazed when a colleague announced that no one would be allowed to smoke in his house. Yeah, that was probably really fucking weird at the
Oh
time.
yeah. Yeah. Ooh, no talking during dinner.
Oh, that's so uncomfortable.
So the full thing, the most bizarre house rule that I've encountered was at my friend's place, where they had a strict policy of no talking during dinner. not because of any traditional reason, but because their elderly grandmother believed that a mischievous spirit living in the dining room would learn secrets and cause chaos.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, this one's just mean.
At first
Guests.
response was Nana probably just wanted some peace and fucking quiet.
Yeah, she probably did. If she was still living like in the sort of like nuclear household, yeah, she probably just wanted everyone to shut the fuck up. Which like, all
Uh,
right. This one is just mean. Guests eat last. My aunt's ex-husband used to make me sit and watch everyone eat before I would be served food. What the fuck?
I guess to make sure there's enough for the people that live there, and then
That's just so,
keep
but like
left
that's
over.
so mean.
Oh no, that's terrible. It's just I'm assuming that was their logic.
I don't know.
Uh, oh man, yeah, a lot of these are just sad.
Yeah.
Specific kitchen hours.
Huh.
Huh. Yeah, some people's lives are strange.
Yeah, some of these are just sad.
hmm You know, I am shocked by the number of these that I have scrolled past that are about the menstrual cycle.
People get so weird about shit like that.
Yeah, I don't.
Especially like the like toxic boy moms.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
a period of silence to concentrate on digestion after eating. 10 minutes.
That seems excessive.
Yeah.
Grandparents of my childhood friend, we weren't allowed to step on the doorstep slash thresholds. We always had to step over it, never directly on. Still don't know why.
Mm.
Oh, this one seems to be a sort of like old world superstition though. Like
Hmm.
not like
That makes sense.
not like a sad one.
Man, some of these people had strict parents.
Yeah.
Probably makes you feel better about your life, huh?
Oh yeah. Everyone needed to be patted down and searched just in case someone was the feds wearing a wire. Dude, your friend's dad was like a drug dealer or some shit.
I'm just laughing randomly at some of these.
Yeah, some of these are nuts.
Yeah,
Kids
I
aren't
feel like,
allowed to sit on the sofa?
yeah, you have to sit on a towel, and you can only play if you're sitting on a towel.
I think we're looking at two different ones, which is just even sadder.
A school friend's parents had a rule where you couldn't wee directly in the toilet water and had to aim for the inside edge of the bowl. I forgot one time and was never allowed back again because they'd heard me wee.
Why are they listening to. Why are they listening to you piss, bro?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Weird. Somebody has a real issue with the sound of urination.
Apparently.
I feel like this is a thread where many people find out they suffered from abuse as children. LOL.
Oh, this
It's
one I
like,
like. Parents that allowed their kids to use the most profane language as long as they used it in a proper sentence. That's kind of fun.
yeah,
And like the
that'll,
response to this, I mean, kids are probably gonna cuss anyway. May as well make sure they cuss properly.
yeah, like that would maybe be something I do, but then I'd be afraid to be doing it in inappropriate settings and causing
Mm.
issues, you know, the only thing. So maybe using it in a proper sentence also means understanding when it's appropriate and when it isn't appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't sit in this one dining room chair because it was the dog's. He was too short to climb up on it, but it was his chair. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of those where like they were like, yeah, I was at my friend's place and I sat in a chair and they said I couldn't sit there because it was their dad's chair. And then this chair was the mom's chair and this chair was the sibling's chair. And he's like, am I supposed to sit on the floor? Which I guess. My aunt doesn't let anyone kill flies in her house. She also lets rats and raccoons live in her attic because, quote, they have nowhere else to live. Yes, they do. It's called nature.
Okay.
I mean, but also how sweet.
I like this set of comments. My mom's house. Leave the mirrors in the bushes. All pennies stay where they are. No playing music, no cell phones, and always apologize to slash thank your food. And then the first comment, I'm gonna need a bullet point list with explanations for each one of those, please. And like, yeah, I'm actually gonna look at the rest of the replies and see. Oh my god, they actually did explain it. Hold on. Um, Mirrors deflect negative energy from neighbors away from the house. Pennies pennies are in the wealth and abundance corners of the room. Music attracts demons and she will smudge you. Cell phones are spying on her specifically. If you don't apologize to slash thank your food, it will not understand why you killed it, and you will consume all of its confused slash pain slash sad slash angry energy. The pennies thing I think I've heard of before, where like you leave change in like it's like a I think it's like a feng shui thing. Like this is the like abundance corner of this room. If you put some loose change there, it like gives you good energy. That's the only one I've heard before though. Yeah, man, some of these are whack.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we had any rules that were beyond like standard ones, like really basic decency and consideration kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like obviously I would get in trouble if I like talked back, for example. Like, yeah, sure.
Hmm.
But it wasn't strict.
Yeah, some of these are. I don't think we're gonna top that insane list of rules though.
Yeah, no, I that's the thing. I feel like there's got to be like something buried deep within my brain, like a thing that has happened.
I mean, yeah, again, it was mostly just me being surprised at like the lack of rules at other people's houses. Like, what do you mean you're allowed to search for a video on YouTube without your mom staring over your shoulder?
YouTube didn't exist when I was a kid. Like if I went to somebody's house and they had the internet, it was very. I actually used to go to my friend Nikki's house because she had dial up and she was the only person I knew that had it.
Oh yeah, no, you would sit there in like the leather office chair and you would just experience the information superhighway together. You would look at the computer, TM.
Yeah, like it was in those days, email was exciting. I didn't understand how it worked. She gave me her email address and I went to the library and tried to use a computer there. And I thought you typed it into like the URL, like
That's
the address
actually
bar.
so cute.
And I kept typing it in there. Like, I don't know how this is supposed to work.
Oh my god. I do kind of love that.
You know.
Well,
But I
since
feel
we
like
can't seem to remember. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
there were rules around that too, but I don't remember what it was. Her internet use that were kind of
Probably.
weird.
But since we can't seem to think of anything in our own personal experiences, would we like to move on to the other Reddit post that I picked for us to discuss today?
Yeah, I actually was thinking like going through these replies that one of them would trigger a memory, but no, none of
Yeah,
these.
no, nothing really.
Yeah, no, but yeah,
Um, the Reddit is sort of a hypothetical, or like the Reddit post is a hypothetical. You just won $1 billion. What are you still not buying?
a Tesla.
A Tesla? Pre like sliced fruit, like from the supermarket?
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
just don't need that.
I admittedly have purchased that from time to time. And it's mostly because like I can't eat a whole ass pineapple myself.
Okay, like that makes sense, but like I'll see like pre like chopped carrots in the supermarket and I'm just like, why?
I will also admit that I sometimes get the containers of like that's the mirepoix that's like the onion, celery, carrot that's like diced because that's just a shit ton of dicing I don't want to do when I'm making like soup or something.
That's entirely fair. I still would not do it. I would rather just do it myself.
You say that, but trying to make an entire pot of soup and cut up like multiple onions and carrots and stalks of celery,
It doesn't
not
bother
just
me that
slice them,
much.
it takes forever.
I
No,
don't know.
not nope. Especially because I have trouble cutting onions because my eyes physically will not stay open.
That's
Like
fair.
they're
Oh,
very.
you know what I will never, ever in a million years fucking pay for? YouTube.
Mm,
I don't give a fuck how hard they try to like push premium and be like, oh, we're putting all these features behind a paywall now.
yeah,
I will never, ever pay for YouTube. I will find as many ad block workarounds as humanly possible.
I know what we're never paying for. Something that keeps getting offered to us during live streams
We are
via comment.
never, ever, ever, even if we both suddenly win $1 billion, we are never paying for views on any platform whatsoever. I will take our 10 hard earned views and cherish them until my dying day. We are not buying subscribers, followers, anything of the sort. This is a homegrown grassroots operation.
Makes me so angry.
No, it pisses me off so much because I'll like get really excited and think like, "Oh my god, we got to chat like someone's interacting." And it's just somebody trying to fucking sell us views.
I know. I was getting excited. I'm like, oh, chat popped up.
It enrages me.
So doesn't matter how much money we have, never happening.
Never.
No.
I feel like there's got to be more than this.
Yeah, I feel like I'm thinking general categories of things like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this relates to what you were saying with like the pre-cut fruit, like things that maybe make things easier, but just feel wholly unnecessary and ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like that is sort of a common thing where
Like,
people are
yeah,
like,
there's
oh
things that solve a problem, and then like things that like create new problems in trying to solve a problem.
yeah,
Where they like create some product where it's like, oh, you clean this for you, but then you gotta clean this once a month. It's like,
yeah, yeah. There and so I feel like that's one category is stuff that you really don't ever need that they made up a problem to solve it, or it's only purchased by people who have so much money they don't know what to do with it, and so they're
mm-hmm.
just throwing it at stuff.
Yeah.
Or buying things that would support people I don't like Tesla. That's why I threw that one in there because
Yeah,
Elon
no.
Musk.
I love the idea of driving an electric car. I will just get a fucking Prius.
Yeah, I'll get a different electric car. That's great.
Never a
Just not.
Tesla.
I will not support him. Never.
I will never pay for Twitter.
Yeah.
I will never, ever pay for Twitter.
Nobody will unless they buy it off of Elon Musk and
I can't wait for the day that he has to like declare bankruptcy and give it to somebody and they're just like, we're putting everything back.
what a beautiful dream.
Please, Satan.
What a
Yeah, no,
beautiful
I will
dream.
never, ever pay for Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard at this point. Like, you can't really charge for social media because people have gotten used to not paying for it, and they'll just abandon ship and
Yeah,
pick
no,
up the
everyone
next
will just
thing.
leave. Especially
Yeah.
like with the amount of people out there who are just like, I can make a website.
Yeah,
Like
you don't even have to
every
do
other fucking person can code a website.
it. Yeah,
You
you
ain't
can like
special.
code,
Yeah.
learn it, build a website. It's not that hard.
Um, I would also just like to explore the replies and discuss because I'm sure that there's some great answers in here. Answer number one being TikToker merchandise. Absolutely. Never.
Well, if you count pink sauce, because technically it was a chef on TikTok that introduced TikTok and Instagram,
Here's the
but
thing. I think a person who has a job and advertises some of the things that they do on TikTok slash Instagram, I don't think that's TikToker merchandise. I'm talking about like a shirt that has like fucking Charlie D'Amelio on it or whatever. Or like one of those
yeah,
like no. Total bullshit. Absolutely not.
no, yeah, a lot of these things are very similar. Live, laugh, love sign.
Yeah, no. None of that. Actually, no, the only live, laugh, love sign I will buy is one of the ones that looks like it's in like a death metal. There's a shirt where it's like black and it's in death metal font.
I took a picture of a bumper sticker I saw weeks ago and I forgot to send it to you. It has Mothman on it and it says "Live, Love, Lurk."
Yes! Love
Like
it.
that is amazing.
That is
Live, love, Lurk.
fantastic.
Yeah, I was in a home over the summer that I was counting the number of live, love, laugh signs that were visible at that moment, including like on the mug and everything they were drinking out of. And it was like five, just where I was sitting in that moment.
I'm gonna guess who this was off the air.
I mean, you can try. I don't know if you will.
I'll try. Anyway, I do like this answer. Any food involving gold leaf. It's so stupid. Yes. It's dumb as shit.
I like the answer that's just meth. The first reply is, no, you can afford Coke now.
You, girl, you can. Here's the thing. Like, I have no personal experience with this, but like, I know. You can afford Coke if you're broke, man. That shit is having a surge in popularity right now. There were several Coke houses at Geneseo.
Hmm, interesting.
NFTs. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I don't get it. Like, I know what they are. I just don't get the appeal.
Yeah, no.
Designer brand clothes, yeah, I don't really care about designer brands. I'd probably still just dress the way I do.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would probably still just dress the same, but like perhaps slightly. Like, I will say that like I don't know if this technically really counts as like a quote unquote designer brand, but like some Levi's are probably nicer than Walmart brand jeans.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely get a house that had like a bigger closet and just go crazy and get the stuff I want, but I'm not going to be like going to,
Yeah, like I don't need it
designer
to be
fashion.
Balenciaga.
Yeah, like I'm not going to be, no, I don't care. I'm not going to be buying shoes that are like, $2,000.
No,
I don't
there's just no
care.
point. Like if I had $1 billion and I saw something that I liked that happened to be designer brand, yeah, would I buy that? Probably. But like my jeans don't need to be Gucci.
No. Are they comfortable? That's all I care about.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, mega yacht. I don't understand why everybody has a yacht. Like,
I would buy a boat,
yeah, I mean, maybe.
but
I mean,
not like a mega yacht. I don't need that.
I've been on multiple boats, including a sailboat. They're fine. It's very windy though.
I think it's fun. But yeah, just a boat. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah, along similar lines to the designer thing, $20,000 handbags.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Why? I can make them. Just show me the bag and I'll make it.
Yeah, expensive designer brand clothes. I'd pay extra for good quality materials and features, but never just for a label. Yes.
That Epstein killed himself.
Nice. Anything from the Kardashians, correct.
I just saw one that spurred a thought. Plastic surgery.
Yeah, no. No.
No, I prefer to age gracefully and just and look
Like,
like
I
I look.
have some insecurities, but overall, I'm pretty
Yeah,
chill with the way I look. And frankly, if I have $1 billion, I'll just put some of that towards, like, a personal trainer who can be like, here's how, like, here's a night, here's like a workout regimen and health plan for you to, like,
oh yeah,
get yourself in your best shape and maybe feel a little better about yourself. That's
definitely hire a
fine.
professional chef and everything.
Yeah.
Some help.
I would much rather do those things
Yeah,
to, you know, maybe help myself feel better about some of the insecurities that I do have if I'm in this situation where, like, I have a
yeah.
shit ton of money than ever
Like,
go under the knife.
but like not a huge fan of my nose and profile, but I'm still not gonna ever be like, oh yes, cut some of it off. No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
That's just my face.
Yeah.
Might not be totally cool with it, but that's how I was born. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got that. The $20 protection plan for the $30 gadget at Best Buy.
Literally never.
Yeah.
Still not buying an oversized house. Yeah, no, I don't fucking need it. Would I get like a bigger house than I would probably wind up getting on, an average person's salary so that I could maybe have like a little something extra like, ooh, we'll make this room the theater. But like, what do I need 13 bathrooms for?
You really don't.
Not in the slightest. I would get a slightly bigger house than normal so I could have one, like, somewhere in the range of 2 to 3 extra rooms for fun stuff. That's literally it. That is the height of luxury as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Just need a few extra like home office, a guest room. I'd probably have like a craft room.
Yeah, like a home office,
But
guest
that's good.
room, and then like maybe a library. Like I would have it be like a library slash like movie and game room. So like have a big, nice, massive flat screen that can be like a TV and also serve as a monitor for like playing games. Have a nice
Or like a
PC,
recreation.
recreation room essentially, and like have tons of bookshelves and all my movies on the wall. But like, again, what the fuck do I need 13 bathrooms for?
Yeah. You go for two, maybe three.
Yeah,
And then the guests can maybe have their own bathroom. That would be nice.
yeah. Or like if I had like a 3 bedroom deal and like everyone had an ensuite,
Yeah.
and then maybe there was like a half bath somewhere, more than enough.
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, unless you're constantly having a lot of company or something. Otherwise, like, there's no way they would use all of this bathroom.
Yeah, no, there's just no point.
They would just be having people come in and clean them for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they you just spend time like, oh, today I'm using this bathroom. Make sure I rotate.
Diamonds, yeah, they're a fucking scam.
I don't get that either.
There are, in my personal opinions, much more attractive, much prettier gems out there that like have actual value because they are actually like to a certain degree rare.
Yeah, opals are my favorite. I don't care about.
I don't know what my favorite is.
I think it's mine's mostly because of it's my birthstone.
See, my
But
birthstone's a fucking diamond, and I hate them.
um,
Shit's not cool, bro.
yeah, I like opals because they come in different colors. Have you seen like the fire opals? They're
I
so
have fire opal studs in some of my helix piercings, and then I have like black ones in the other ones.
yeah, I love a good opal. Come in all different kinds of colors.
Not buying a luxury car. I might buy a few model years newer version of my current car, but not buying a Tesla's not a fucking luxury car. Rolls Royce or anything like that. Okay. I might buy one slightly fancy car because my mom always said that if she ever won the lottery, the first thing that she would do is purchase a Rolls Royce to just be her everyday car.
Sure.
Cause like that's power.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you need a car. It's the car you have.
I mean, again, if you can have fun with it, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely buy a new car, but I wouldn't go for anything fancy. I'd buy like a Subaru or something, probably.
I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, I just get like I just get a fucking Prius, a really nice upgraded Prius, but a
Sure,
Prius.
sure. Like the nicest version they have, but
A Peloton. Yeah, no, thank you. I'd rather just like go work with an actual personal trainer that can like really truly tailor something to my needs.
yeah. Because what's dumb about the Peloton is not the cost of the Peloton, which is ridiculous. Um,
You have to
but the
subscribe.
subscription fee, yeah, it's like
I hate this.
20-30 bucks a month.
Every single thing is becoming a subscription service. It's pissing me off so much. Like,
Yeah,
here's the thing: if there is something that is being continually updated that I'm going to need to continually use, like, I am willing to subscribe to a good service that like I use a lot, but this whole thing where like every single thing becomes a subscription service pisses me off so much. There are so many more instances where I simply want to purchase a product and then own that product rather than continually pay to use all the features of something that I have already bought.
yeah,
Hate it.
yeah. I feel like a lot of things they justify it by saying new stuff gets added. Like if you have a subscription to like Crunchyroll, right? They post new anime all the time, and so it's like you have to keep paying because there's new stuff coming in.
And I mean, honestly, here's the thing. Like, that's one that I get. Because they do, like, don't they do the thing where, like, you can have episodes subtitled, like, for new anime, like, an hour after they air in Japan?
Maybe I don't remember.
I mean, if that is the case, like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, that is a service that if I was watching a shit ton of new anime that were, like, coming out, like, right, like, that were currently airing, yeah, okay, I'd pay for that. But, like,
or like, but like my trusty Cricket here. There's the Cricket All Access. This is a subscription thing, so you can have access to all their fonts and pictures and stuff.
what if you
And
just
it's like,
buy the fonts and then you own them?
because you have to pay for each and every one you want, and it adds up quickly.
But like, what if you just
Like,
buy a pack of like the type of ones you want? You want a bunch of cursive stuff to like put on signs? Just buy a pack. I hate this shit.
but at this point, I've used probably like 10 wildly different fonts.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
because they gave me like a month free, and then of course then I got hooked, and now I'm stuck.
Water in disposable plastic bottles. Yes. Fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I just don't understand it. It always weirds me out when I have bottled water. Like I had a race over the weekend, and they handed me one at the finish line, and I was like, oh, okay. Guess I'll just drink this and throw it away.
A fleet of cars. Yeah, I don't need that.
No, you really just need the one.
I just need to get places.
Yeah, maybe a second one in case your first one's in the shop. That would be handy.
That would be nice. I
But
will say
yeah,
that would be nice. But again, that's it. That's like the like the extreme that I would go to.
yep,
Dude,
yep,
that's it.
yep. And maybe my second one would just be like a little smart car or something.
Oh my
Just
god,
like
that
a
would be really fun.
backup car. Yeah.
Extended warranties, yeah, no, fuck that shit.
They're pretty much a scam, right? So
Oh yeah. I do like this final comment that just says a Death Star, only because it would probably cost more than $1 billion to make. Sure.
sure. Sure. What was the one I just turnips?
That's fair.
Anything crypto, so true.
No, yeah, crypto is such bullshit. Never. Um,
Never. Cares.
unless you're looking at anything else that you think is worth discussing, we can move on to the weekly worst thing if you would like.
No, I mean I'm not seeing anything that's really catching my eye. One just says that my dad is coming back with the milk.
Jesus Christ. That's dark.
Yeah. Uh, yep. Yep. That's okay. I'm done looking at them. I'm done.
Noise.
I'm done.
Would you like to begin or shall I?
You can go ahead.
1 second, please.
Okay. Ah.
She's
Did it just arrive?
here.
It just arrived?
Yep, just got it today. It was on back order. I
Oh,
finally have an electric guitar. And it's a good thing my parents don't watch this podcast because they didn't want me to get one.
so you're just not going to tell them?
No. I mean, if they come over and see it, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
I'm 25.
Do you have it like on a stand or something?
No, I have it in a case.
Oh, okay. I used to always have my guitars out on stands.
But yeah, I mean, if they come over and see it, again, what are they actually going to do? I'm 25.
No, they can't do anything. You're an
Yeah.
adult.
She's finally here. And I love her so much. She's beautiful.
Been playing it?
It's my favorite color combination. I love it so much. And also the other way that I'm worse is that yesterday, Halloween, I put my costume on, or I put a costume on that I made for a little photo shoot because of who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I took those photos, I was like, you know what? Like, as soon as that was done, they were posted online, I was sitting there before I went to bed, and I was like, you know what? I can do better.
Mm-hmm.
So I have already stripped the vessel mask back to white so that I can improve it for Saratoga Comic Con.
Wow.
So that's how I'm worse this week.
Nice.
What about you?
Yeah, we're coming up on Saratoga in a little over a week. Right? Yeah.
No, 7
2 weeks, I mean.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. I was like,
I know. That's what I meant. Yeah, it's upcoming. I did get my Makima wig.
Fuck yeah.
It has arrived, so that's pretty exciting.
Exciting indeed.
It's a little redder than I expected, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's exciting. Yeah, and I just I'm on a real tear with My Hero Academia.
I'm proud of you.
I just can't stop.
I'm very proud of you.
Am I into season 4? No, I'm into season 4
Jesus.
of 6. So,
Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. Hell yeah.
and these are not short seasons. There's a couple seasons that are a little bit shorter, but they're like 25 episode seasons.
Girly
So,
pop. Wow.
yeah, I'm basically on this thing now where I have to have an anime series that I'm watching at all times.
Good to
And so
know.
I gotta pick another. And so I've been trying to pick the ones that I see like a lot at the conventions, because then it'll just be nice to have like an understanding of those things. So
Not a bad move. Not a bad move.
Yeah. So that's why I went with this, and yeah, it's been a very similar experience to when I watched Demon Slayer, in the sense of like at first I'm like, oh yeah, this is for maybe younger kids, and then it's like, oh no, this has gotten upsetting.
All right.
And
I'm sensing a trend.
Yeah, and there are some characters on that show that I absolutely adore. The number of times I like bark laugh.
That's how you know the shit's good.
Yeah, like it doesn't happen with a lot of things, but man, it gets me sometimes, because there's like a character named Bakugo, for example, who's just perpetually pissed at everything and everyone, just screams, like brushing his teeth. He'd be like, "You damn filthy mouth germs!" And it kills me. Yeah, it's delightful.
I'm pretty here for that. I am like sort of back on my Death Note bullshit because I started reading the Death Note short stories today. And it just it reminded me how down bad I was / still am for L. So that's been like reignited in me.
Yeah, I find the anime thing weird, because it's like, that they're younger sometimes, and it's like, yeah, but it's an animated character.
Yeah. And also like L is probably the exact same age as me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a little bit older, but I'm just thinking in general.
That's fair. But, like, something
It's
about
obviously
him,
like it's not.
I just want to feed him soup.
Okay.
And, like, make sure he's getting enough sleep.
Yeah, he does need to eat something with nutrition as opposed to
Yeah.
all that sugar, like literal just sugar cubes.
Love him. Love him.
He needs to live a healthier lifestyle, or he did anyway.
He didn't deserve that.
That doesn't count as a spoiler. I didn't say anything.
I mean, this is an anime slash manga that came out.
Yeah.
Over a decade ago now, maybe?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, in class on Tuesday, which was yesterday. Wow, feels longer ago. When we were watching the horror movie clips, I've had students bring in like example clips to show. Um, and I neglected to check in advance to make sure they were all different ones. But so a couple different people brought in clips from Scream,
Nice.
and one of them was like the ending scene, which is like a major spoiler. And they were like, you know what? This movie is almost 30 years old.
And here's the thing, they're right, but also I would have been pissed because I have not seen Scream.
Yeah, no, it's just like the
So,
big reveal scene. Yeah. It's like it was like 1996 or something like that came out, but it was like, sorry everybody, I didn't know that's what they were gonna show. Because I
whoopsies.
thought I'd do clear, like to try not to show spoilers. Like you can like show a preview for the movie, if you can't find anything else.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that was bad.
Yeah, yikes. Alright, I think that's going to bring us to a close for this week.
Yeah.
As
Feels right.
always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again next week. Adios. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98 and at AndSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch and Facebook, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature, or consider donating to our Patreon for early access to episodes and fun bonus content. Thanks for listening!